October 20th, 2020, Lekki Toll Gate, Lagos. Protesters came in peace. They waved flags, they sang the anthem, they knelt. But the street lights flickered, then died. Surveillance cameras were removed. Welcome to Omar's story Nook, where history gets spicy, legends get a remix, and imagination runs wild. Every tale you hear is a whisper of Omar, echoing across time, truth, and shadow. In Nigeria, it began with a video, a body pulled from a car, a gun, a scream, a silence, and then a hashtag, #SARS. But it wasn't just a trend, it was grief, it was rage, it was a nation's youth rising from silence, not with violence, but with power. For years, SARS, the Special Anti-Robbery Squad, claimed to protect. Instead, they profiled, they tortured, they killed, until young Nigerians, armed only with phones, prayers, and protest banners, stood up and said, "Enough." This is the story of the youth who wouldn't bow, the hashtag that shook the nation, and the night when the lights at Lekki went out and the world watched. SARS was created in 1992 to fight armed robbery, but the virus mutated. They didn't wear uniforms, didn't show badges, didn't follow rules. They became ghosts, armed, aggressive, and unaccountable. They stopped young men on the street. Why do you have dreadlocks? Why do you own a MacBook? Where did you get money for this phone? A tattoo meant criminal. A car meant fraud. A smartphone meant arrest. You could be kidnapped, beaten in a police van, dragged to an ATM to empty your account. Some were dumped in rivers. Others tortured into confessions they never gave. Mothers walked station to station, asking for sons who never came home. Fathers found bodies with missing teeth and broken ribs. And when they begged for justice, they were ignored. The Nigerian police force denied everything. The government deflected. The court stayed silent. And the youth? They mourned quietly, but they never forgot. And they never forgave. October 2020, a video leaked. A young man shot dead by SARS officers. That was the match. The hashtag flared up. #SARS. And for once, it didn't fade, it burned. Twitter, Instagram, WhatsApp lit up with names, faces, testimonies. Lagos erupted. Then Abuja, then Benin, Enugu, Port Harcourt, Ibadan, even London, Toronto, and New York. But this wasn't chaos. It was order. Young Nigerians organized like water, flowing where needed. Food drives, mobile clinics, emergency legal aid, concerts turned rallies. The feminist coalition became a brain center. Every naira donated, accounted for. Every tweet, coordinated. They chanted, "We're not protesting just to survive SARS. We're fighting to live." They cleaned the streets after marching. They handed flowers to police. They created art, music, murals. For the first time in years, Nigerians felt hope. The youth were being heard, but hope in Nigeria can be dangerous. October 20th, 2020, Lekki Toll Gate, Lagos. Protesters came in peace. They waved flags, they sang the anthem, they knelt. But the street lights flickered, then died. Surveillance cameras were removed. Billboards went black. And then soldiers came without warning, without mercy, gunfire. Bullets cracked the air. People fell. Some didn't get back up. One young woman live streamed through it all, her voice trembling. "They're shooting at us." Another protester held a dying man, his blood seeping into the green flag, the same flag he had waved minutes earlier. The government denied it all, said it never happened, called the videos fake, but the world had already seen. CNN investigated. Forensics confirmed bullet shells from military rifles. Human rights organizations sounded alarms, but the bodies? They vanished, and justice? Still missing. They thought it would end that night. They thought fear would silence the youth again. But pain does not mean surrender, and grief can become memory, and memory becomes power. Ash Ensars lives on in songs, murals, books, documentaries. Artists etched the faces of the fallen into city walls. Writers collected the stories in pages the government can't erase. Musicians sampled protest chants into hits, and across the diaspora, a generation found its voice. Not just in Nigeria, but everywhere injustice hides behind uniforms. The feminist coalition remains. Survivors still tell their stories, and every October, candles burn in quiet remembrance. They said it was just noise online, but in truth, it was the loudest scream the nation ever heard, and it will not be forgotten. They came for change. They carried flags. They stood together, not with guns, but with courage. Ash Ensars was more than a hashtag, it was a heartbeat of the future. And though they tried to bury the truth, the youth refused to be buried with it. Until the next whisper of Oma, stay listening. Ash Ensars, when Nigeria's youth refused to be afraid, a scream that became a seed.